morning, everybody. Good afternoon, somewhere in the world. Greg, it's good to have you back on the Powered by Forever podcast.
Yes, sir. We are powered up.
Ready to go?
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
And we're not alone today.
No, we're not.
We're not. It would be terrible to try and hide the fact that Kaz Watanabe sat with us at the table today.
Yes, I'm
Welcome.
here. Yeah, thank you very much.
Ohio gozaimasu.
Excited, glad to be here with you for the first time podcast. What a great event.
In Japan.
Yes.
We are
in
live
Japan.
in Japan.
And you know, Greg and I are really, really good podcast hosts, so I hope you don't feel any pressure.
All right. I'm doing my best.
Yeah, we're full of experience. But so as you can tell, we're in Japan. We're here, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a few minutes. But before we do anything, as is tradition, we have to kick off every podcast with a toast.
Okay.
And today is something a little different. For the keen eye, they'll notice it says aloe vera juice as opposed to aloe vera gel. Greg, why is that?
With a bunch of little symbols there that would hopefully be Japanese.
I hope so. So why do they have juice here and not gel?
Aloe vera juice. This is the main seller here in Japan for over 40 years now.
Yes.
And we just always kept it aloe vera juice. Didn't bring the gel name into it, but same product. Let's do the toast.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm on it.
You'll taste it and know exactly what it is. Powered by Forever.
Powered by Forever. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
Oh, very nice.
Lovely and cold, too.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever put this in the fridge in preparation, God bless them.
Okay.
God
Now,
bless them.
everybody
very well.
watching needs to be drinking aloe vera juice or
that's
gel
true.
or berry nectar or peaches or
Mango,
or whatever
cranberry.
it is. Put it down, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Drink
Absolutely.
along.
Drink more aloe. Well, that's a good segue.
Yes, sir.
Japan is our most successful market
Thank you.
for,
Yes.
pretty much since the beginning. You know, let's take out, when Japan started, 39 years ago, 40 years ago? 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
Give or take a little break when the Germans had to go and the British had to go. You guys have been number one.
Brazil.
that's
Thank you.
right.
Thank you. Sorry to our brilliant brothers and sisters. You guys have held the top spot continually for basically 3-4 decades.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about you. How did you get to Forever? Where did you come from and why are you here?
All right. So I am a 2-year-old boy in Forever, but I have experience in other MLM company and maybe biggest one in MLM industry. And I spent 10 years over there as a head of sales, head of experience, and head of operations, pretty much everything done. But then I got the talk from a headhunter, and eventually I was drawn into a series of interviews, including two of you, and Yamagata-san and other senior management in Japan. And I was so impressed that how good treating me in interviews. And of course, the company itself, it's a really great product and a great culture and a great distributors. And I knew it from the publicity of Forever Japan in the magazine, newspaper. Then I got really serious that, wow, what a great company that I might have opportunity to get involved. Then I got the luck that you just accepted me, my interview application. Now I am a country manager after that interviews. Then 2 years, maybe one of the happiest time in my career.
That's great.
Lots of enjoyment, excitement, and a great culture, people. The people side, it's something that I just cannot emphasize enough.
Yeah. And so from coming from another company in our industry, what kind of differences did you immediately see when you came to Forever?
Right. It is love and gratitude culture. Love from founder Rexman, your father. The power of Forever is power of love. And the other one is the gratitude. Gratitude, I think, stems from Mr. Yamagata, the other founder of the Japanese the subsidiary. And those two culture, I think, was, of course, started from the two founders. But then many FBOs embraced it. and they grew up with it, and they developed the culture of Forever Japan here very solidly. So that's the clear difference from the other company or other companies around. We have a clear culture.
So I think it's interesting because a lot of people that join Forever never had multi-level marketing experience, or this was their first. Of course, there are some that have, but many haven't. So I think it's interesting maybe for them to hear what those differences are. So you didn't quite feel the same love and gratitude in other companies you've been in?
Okay, yeah. So there are always legacies on each company, sort of claims. But what they claim and what people feel on day-to-day life, I think is a difference. Legacy is
kind of an authenticity.
Right. We have an authentic. Our deed and our saying are together. There is a clear match-up, very good fit in between. Authentic, and there is really no, very transparent. Very transparent. When I saw all of you stepped up to the stage on FGR, I think Abu Dhabi. You run the show. Did I see that in other companies? No. Other companies run their show by staff. Executives, maybe they stepped up at the end of the show and gave us a very brief speech, like the gods are now blessing at the end of the show.
We're doing it wrong, dude.
Yeah, but you run the show by yourself from the beginning to the end with most authenticity.
Wow.
And with most honesty. You don't hide anything. It's difficult to hide on stage if you stepped up and run the show for entire 3 hours.
We don't know any different.
Yeah. We used to do regional rallies all around the world, and I can remember being in Europe doing that, and there would be 2 days of 8-hour rallies each day.
Wow.
Talk about sore feet.
Yeah. I remember one in Hungary, and Greg will remember this. We were in Hungary, and it was a 12-hour rally.
Whoa.
And about 8 hours into it, we said, "Where's Rex?" And Rex had flown in that morning, do you remember? And he was lying on a bench asleep. Because he'd been on stage for 8 hours. But I think, I'd like to think we do that because it's genuine. Of course it is, But also, I think it's part of a kind of management skill. Unless you're involved, it's very difficult to lead.
Yeah.
It's
right.
To not understand and to try to be curious. And one of the ways we're curious is get involved in the events. Probably Nick's a bit frustrated because we are heavily involved in it. But we had a great event yesterday.
Oh, it was amazing.
Tell us about that.
Right. So we had an annual, so we still have a national convention.
Right.
Maybe not all countries have it, but we still run annual convention, national convention. We gather 4,000 people from all over Japan, although it's the size of California, but still many people had to fly in. So 4 hours event in an entire afternoon in one of the best venues in Japan to hold a Japan Awards. It's a recognition event. We recognized GLT and all diamonds and smaller recognition too. It's like only, we call it LCM.
Right.
It's a fast step. And 600 people stepped on the stage because we run a promotion that, hey, if you want to step on the stage, then buy these products. And then they bought product just because they want to be on the stage.
They were so happy.
Yeah, it was exciting.
It was cool. I got to say, one of the things for me that is really inspiring is like yesterday, seeing some of the LCMs and the lower ranked President's Club members coming on for the first time.
Right.
And, some of them just had tears in their eyes.
Right.
And was just, they couldn't believe that they were actually made it and they were there.
Yeah.
And yet they had that feeling of accomplishment, right?
Definitely.
And that's what inspires me about this Forever opportunity.
Right. Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Which is a brilliant thought, but I just want to just give everyone globally a heads up, is that in Japan we have a system they call the Presence Club.
Yes.
And the Presence Club, we don't duplicate that anywhere else. Although it's a brilliant program, we love it here in Japan. It was started way back in the beginning, and it starts at LCM and it works its way up to Gold Star Royal Executive Presence Club member. Is that right? Close?
Gold Loyal Executive
And I wonder
Club
who
member.
that is.
Oh.
Would it be the number one FBO in the
in
world?
the entire world, yeah.
We're talking about Honami, of course.
And so they have this sort of parallel recognition system, and that's what we're talking about, the Presence Club, and that's what these levels are. They kind of correlate a lot with the marketing plan. In essence, is the same. You know, we have assistant supervisors all the way up to double diamonds, and yesterday we had the Platinum Centurion, and we have all those things, but you have that parallel. So just wanted to make sure. But the point that Greg makes about the energy, the excitement, the confidence in those people that came up yesterday, that was very touching.
It was.
Like you said, a lot of tearful people yesterday. One of the questions that maybe our viewers or the one or two people that do watch this podcast may ask is, why is Japan consistently so successful? Year after year after year. Why do you think?
Yeah, so, well, although I had only 2 years of experience and observation, but of course I had enough conversation with other country managers and learned what other countries are doing. I think that the first difference is this Raku bin, it's ownership.
Okay, I'll say that in English. It doesn't sound Raku bin. R-A-K-U.
Yes.
R-A-K-U-B-I-N.
Yeah, B-I-N. Yes.
What does that translate to?
Raku is a convenient, and bin is a delivery. So convenient delivery.
So a convenient, systematic delivery system that takes the guesswork out of your monthly orders.
Right.
Right.
It's
Okay.
ownership. Once you place order, then on a specific date, then customer can receive the same product at a better benefit, with a better benefit. So it's a really small benefit, but we attach that benefit, and that is good enough to attract many FBOs to sign up and receive the same product on monthly basis.
So of the total sales of Japan, how many go through the Raku bin program?
It is now 25%. So it, of course, fluctuate 25 to 30. That's the basic or baseline of our monthly case credits. So that's the bottom line. Yeah.
That is based on consumption. From my observation, and Greg the same, is that people consume more product here than anywhere else in the world. They absolutely love the product here, and and we see that with all of our top people around the world. There's this dedication to the product, and I think sometimes that's lost. Sometimes people come in and say, "I want new this or new that," but the proof is in the pudding. Here is that the FBOs here, our customers here, consume a lot of product, and Raku brings a convenience to that.
Yes.
And so that's one of the concerns a lot of people have when we talk to them about auto ship programs is they in their minds they're afraid they're going to get locked in. And that they can't get out easily. And so they don't want to promote it to their FBOs. How does that work here?
Okay, so we need to sort of upfront honest that you can really discontinue this auto ship anytime. So there is a clear button on the website to change or to postpone. We don't maybe call it cancel, but postpone, because you can skip. You can skip, and of course you can discontinue entirely. But there is always some relief or safety that we appeal to users.
So there's flexibility.
Flexibility.
And that's what I wanted everyone listening to understand, that the success of it is the flexibility. Added to that, the consistency
and
of people and convenience of using the product.
So we've got immense loyalty here, product loyalty. We've got the convenience of the Rako Rakabin program. Leadership too. They have brilliant leadership here.
Yes. The FBO, so their conversation too, or their appeal to prospect is health. That is the first value that our product can really bring to a solution. If you have some issues on your health, then our product might be able to improve your conditions. That's the start point of the conversation, and that is consistent. Health is the appeal, and then relationship, the human relationship, and then economy. It's the bonus. So those are the 3 steps.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's health and wellness, relationships, and bonus. And nothing's guaranteed. It's hard work, you know, and we always have that balance. And I love the way you presented that, because, you know, there's others that might accuse it of being all about money, but it really isn't. Our most successful, it's not about that. It's about the hope and the, in fact, in that meeting yesterday when that guy stood up and said, I'm afraid to be alone, you know, and that was really quite moving.
It's a lifestyle which includes health and wellness, and the money's part of that lifestyle, right? Yes. That's your lifestyle.
If they work hard, they stay consistent, they sell product, they consume product, they can earn some money.
Right.
You know, that's the bottom line is, and here they do it on a mass basis. Yes. 120, 130 million people in Japan.
Everybody talk the same tune.
Yeah.
Everybody talk about the same agenda. And there's really a little conflict.
So I think it's interesting to maybe share to everyone out there that here in Japan, in the FLP market, there's clearly different segments of our market. Kind of explain that.
Yes. The largest segment is the original one, that it is a regular housewife segment.
So explain what that means.
Yeah, housewives, our FBO demographics, 95% female, women. Only few percentage are men. Those 90, maybe 7% of female are mostly housewives. They are not professional worker at the office. They are staying at home and they are taking care of their families. They have a huge concern on the health, the family's health. So buying this not for yourself. This is mostly for your kids and your husband, or maybe your parents living together in the same household. That's housewife segment, and that's the majority. But now there's the second segment. Second segment is a salon business.
Explain that a little
bit. It's led by Mr. and Mrs. Kobayashi, started, but there's acupressure, they have acupressure technique combined with the food supplement solution, and they selected our product to be a perfect match of their service with acupressure and the product to lose customers' weight. So their sole objective is to lose your weight.
Is helping you lose weight, which is kind of like Clean 9, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Clean 9 is part of that program, I would imagine. Yeah.
Weight management. So patient or customer come to their salon, talk about consultation, and then they apply the service of this acupressure. But then going out is buy this program, and then you can replace your meal with our product.
And just to make it clear, because I'm always worried about the compliance aspect of it, as we look globally at this and someone comes in and says, hey, I want to start this. These guys are trained professionals.
Yes.
They have to go to a 4-year school. They have to, pass a lot of exams, and then they have to get certified within the local regulations and trainings and all that. And this group has chosen our product to support that approach.
Approach.
Yeah.
And because it works so well.
So we don't want people in Serbia to go out now and start, I just want to avoid that, because that's not what we do here. It's a completely separate.
Yes, it's very professional, the service. And after the graduation of the program, let's say this first program, they go through 6 months.
Right.
6 months, and you lose maybe 10 kilograms. Then after that program, then they they sign up for ownership. Then it's customers. They sign up as an FBO, because until that time, they are not FBO. The customers are customers.
Right.
And our FBOs are selling this product at retail price. But after the program, then, wow, it worked. Did you like this product? Yeah, I like this product. I want to continue getting this product. How can I do that? Sign up as an FBO and sign up to ownership so that you can receive your favorite product on a monthly basis directly from our company.
With a little bit of a benefit financially. And
yes.
Yeah. So that's the first group, and I will, just to make sure that we mention Mr. Sakai.
Yes.
And just to, I sound like a bit of a policeman today, don't I? That the rest of the world uses the term housewife differently than it does here. And housewife is a beautiful term that we use, that is used here by everyone, that describes this particular professional, wonderful person that wants to choose and live this lifestyle and supported by Forever. Mr. Sakai's group. Then we have Kobayashi's group, which is the professional group. And then we have
Honami.
Right.
So Honami brought a very new approach to engage prospect and bring those new FBO to a series of promotions from assistant supervisor, and managers. This speed was very fast, using primarily the social media as a gateway or as an entrance. But after that, those new FBOs join Honami's group, then it's a combination of face-to-face meeting, party, real meetings, and also they continue still using Zoom and maybe other social media to keep in touch and to communicate each other. So that's the new wave, the third segment.
And she's been unbelievably successful at it.
Yes.
But I was just thinking, just as we sit here now, is that she shares the exact same message.
Well, yeah, of course.
You know,
they all do. That's
love the product, develop the community, earn a little bit of money.
Yes,
that's her message.
She just talks to more people.
Exactly. She has such a massive following online, and you know.
Yeah, I think she said that the first maybe 7 years she started business. Then she sort of copied other FBO leaders' way of doing the business. She copied, she learned it, and she absorbed all the love and gratitude culture too.
Yeah.
And then she developed her own new way using YouTube or using Instagram to expand her influence over many prospects.
Yeah. Now, what I find really interesting, these are three clearly distinct ways of building your business.
Yes.
They really don't cross over that much, as far as I've noticed over the years. But what I have noticed, especially yesterday, I noticed this in the meeting we were at. The unity is incredibly strong.
Right.
Like they're different, they do different things, but they all come together and they support each other, they cheer for each other, and they're there to help each other succeed in whatever way they want to do that.
Yeah.
How do you help create that kind of atmosphere?
Right.
Because in some cases around the world, we find a lot of conflict between that.
Yes, and that was my sort of a second point, a third point of the difference, clear difference between us and other MLM too. Typical MLM create rivalry between leaders. Great leader, the other great leader, and then they maybe attack each other or they don't talk.
Right.
But here in Forever Japan, I think started by Mr. Sakai. He embraced the newcomers into community, FBO community, and he gave advice. He freely invited new FBO and come and join into his meeting. And I think that was a great, of course, a gesture, and the people took it with appreciation and they copied. If I receive this benefit, then I need to give this benefit to others. So this was a chain of gratitude, love and gratitude to other or later generation, and Honami was one of the latest.
And do you think that took anything away from Mr. Sakai growing his business?
No, I don't think so.
In fact, it did the opposite. It helped him grow and be even better, right?
Right.
And I think that's the message to everyone is don't create conflict and don't fight with the other leaders,
right.
create this unity, and it's going to only lift you up and make you better.
And if it does happen, which it inevitably will, right, is solve it. These guys are constantly communicating, solving. I was listening to Hanami talk, not yesterday, the day before, and how she was recognizing Sakai and his group, for, you know, and Kobayashi and his group. And it was just amazing. In fact, Greg and I both said that it was wonderful to see that. And they do compete in a way, and yet they can still...
But in a healthy environment.
Yeah, it is very true. I think personally, for me, consumption and unity are the two major backbones of the Japanese success.
Okay.
If it's from my observation.
Yeah.
You see it at all levels. Yesterday, we saw 600 people in that one recognition. And every one of them was as happy for the person in front of them, as behind them, as they are for themselves. And that was just a beautiful thing to see. There's so much that can be learned from that example. Consistency of success, right?
Absolutely.
So if we are seeing conflict in a group, or what would you suggest? If I was looking at this and I found myself in a situation where I had some conflict with leaders or my group, how do I solve that?
Yeah, well, I think FBOs are looking up to what leader does.
Right.
So it's an individual. The bottom line is an individual relationship. So all group and group, there are lots of misunderstanding. And there are lots of maybe they just do not know. So of course there might be better communication, and the company, we can step in and we can sort of talk to both sides, and we can sort of soothe out the conflict. What is the agenda? What's the problem? We can step in, and also we can really promote the communication between two leaders. If two leaders can get along, entire group can follow.
Right.
And we can become better friends at all levels, but it has to start from the leaders, their behavior and their leadership.
Communication.
Wow. Yeah, communication.
Yeah, well said, well said. Yesterday, 122 Eagle managers. Is that number one in the world? It's got to be, right?
Number one this year.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the great program.
And
I
have to imagine that's had some impact on sales
growth.
Sales growth.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Because there is growth of sales here.
Yes, right. Yes. Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yes. So because of the great EMR or even FGR, this year is really thriving because of the two great events, incentive trips. Everybody wants to join. Everybody wants to. But this was created by the excitement in India. We run the video, we share the experience, and our FBO leaders participated in the event. They talked about it in every single meeting. And then this excitement is now shared across all FBO's bases, from housewife segment and acupuncture segment and Honami's social media segment. So they want to achieve, they want to join. That's one thing. The other thing is a product promotion. We are running product promotions almost every month. And we hold weekly seminar. Lots of activities in our office. We invite FBOs, and FBO leaders hold meeting too. It has to be, we have to meet. We have to talk about incentive, product, and customers, health, and economy, and relationship, how we can make people happy. So that sort of a activity level was heightened, and that is kept very well to maintain or even increase our sales. So it's all about FBO's energy level and how we, the company, can support them in all the way from product, seminar, and consultation.
And I believe year to date, we're 3% up.
Yeah, 3% up, and we are
incredible.
Thank you. It's really single digit. We're still slow, but we are aiming higher.
But when you consider where we came from, a year or even 2-3 years ago, it's a much bigger percentage increase than 3%, right?
Yes, yeah. Last year, I think we grew 8% in the first 6 months. And this year, first 6 months, 3%. So combined, let's say 11% compared to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So now we are looking up to the latter half of the year. and trying to increase from 3 to much higher so that this year can be a better year for Japan.
We've been talking a lot about growth, you know, over the last couple of years for sure, and moving us out into this growth mindset and this growth mentality. If it doesn't help you grow, change it. And we've certainly, you know, adapted that. And one of the things we've been trying to do through the year is to break that down into principles that help. You know, we talked about grit and that as an importance. We talked about represent. And today, sort of as we close out, to talk a little bit about the importance of organization as we grow and to be disciplined. And so I guess this is a question sort of to Greg. You know, you've been doing this for a long time, and you have a very analytical mind that some might not know, you know, like for sure that you love the data and the finance and everything needs to be supported. How, if you were going to talk to a sort of a new FBO and you were talking about, you know, growth as a mindset and as an action, what would you try and tell them about being organized and planning and that kind of thing and how that can enhance their business?
Well, I think, you know, you got to know where you are and where you want to go in order for you to get there.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to kind of have, number one, know your current statistics, right? And of course, everyone knows their case credits and the bonus amounts they make, but also get a little bit deeper into your recruitment and your retention numbers. We have the 4 core on the FLP 360 that a lot of people I think are getting familiar with now, and they're starting to realize where maybe the strengths are and their weaknesses are, and you know how they can maybe improve those numbers. That's going to elevate your sales. That's going to elevate your group and your bonuses. So I think it's really important to, number one, have a focus where you want to go. So you know where you are. Now, where do you want to take it? You know, do you want to be an FGR qualifier? Do you want to do Eagle Manager? Do you want to rank up, level up? Whatever it is, you got to have that focus and you got to be serious about it and committed to it. You got to write it down, and then you got to find the pathway to it, right? So, for example, if you want to be these 122 Eagle Managers here in Japan, you got to put that down in writing that I want to be an Eagle Manager. Then you got to understand the program. I think a lot of people think I want to be an Eagle Manager, but they have no idea what
How many times do we see that?
It happens all the time.
Okay.
So sit down and look at what the requirements are. Talk to your upline, talk to the office staff, and really get to understand exactly what you need to do, because that's going to plant the seed in your mind when you go to bed at night, what I need to do tomorrow.
Right.
I know these are the requirements. I know I need to sponsor some new people. I know I need to create new case credits amongst the new group. And you have this in your mind, and that's going to push you then tomorrow to get up and do the things you need to do to fulfill those requirements. And to know you're not going to do it in one day.
Right.
You got to take piece by piece, right? Yeah. And day by day. And if you do a little bit and be consistent, then you wake up one day and you're on the boat out in the Mediterranean.
That would be nice.
Living an incredible life.
It just reminds me, you said that everyone talks about Hanami's amazing success. She's been at this for 10 years.
Already.
And she said, yes, you know, she said
she works harder than maybe anyone.
Exactly.
I know, right?
That's one thing that always gets sort of lost in translation almost, is the fact that she told us the other day she had 2 or 3 years of hard work just to move the needle a little bit. You mentioned it, and I wrote a couple things down here. I wrote 5 things down, and you boys helped me with that. And you mentioned a little bit is writing things down. Some form of task management software or something in our life. Do you use something like that? Do you have a to-do list, a note?
Yeah, to-do list every time. Like, so you advised all of us yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, because we forget. Yeah, we think we are clever, we are smart, but we forget. So before forgetting, take a note and then take a lesson from everyone's speech, or when you really think, oh, this is useful. So I think we are the student of your thought, and I'm following that one using Google.
You use Google for everything.
Yes,
Google, you're an advert for Google. Do you use a task management software or to-do list?
I just, I've tried a lot.
Have we all? We both have, yeah.
But I've just gone back to, the one on the Apple phone, the task on the Apple.
Yeah, Notes.
There is Notes, yeah.
No, not Notes. It's the task one. Okay. And I just use that because it's so easy and it syncs all devices and it pops up, reminders and
I use Monday.
What I use.
And
I'm starting to use that more.
Well, that's not your fault because globally we started using Monday as a company globally back in February, and we're making the transition now. And so the key, you mentioned it, write some things down, and in there you can say a goal has to be written down and then break it down. And one of the things I see a lot is people write a goal down and want to be in the EMR. But then when you go down to, and then you look at their customer records, for example, they don't know what they sold to somebody. They don't follow up with them, So even at that level this is a business, not a hobby. So that was one of the things. And I think that's great. You mentioned it brilliantly. You got to plan your day. Our days are especially when we travel, like today is completely planned out. We knew from 5 o'clock this morning what today was going to look like. And we're lucky because we have people around us that help with that. But I guess 2 questions. How important is that planning the day? And 2, how do I get better at it? Kaz, what do you think?
Yeah, so going back to organize. Yes, organized thing is better for the planning. It's a preparation for your next step, or organize your thought, organize your activities, organize your task. Then you can be very efficient on the next step.
Right.
You are ready to do your next step. So like you write down and then plan well for the future according to your goal. Then you backtrack to a simpler and smaller step, as you said, to organize activities into a time frame. If it's a day or a week or a month, then we need to really package them into a time frame so that you have a better organization.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, for me, I go back to, I'm a big habit guy.
Yeah.
You have to have the right habits, and here's a habit you could develop. This helps me a lot. Before you go to bed at night, look at what tomorrow looks like.
Yeah.
Because too many times you wake up and you're surprised. I got a meeting at 9. I forgot about it. Oh my God. And you're scrambling and you ruined your whole morning, right?
Yeah.
So before you go to bed, take a look at what do I have scheduled tomorrow. So you're going to bed already in mind what you need to do tomorrow. And it's planned in your mind.
Yeah, that's so true. That's the worst feeling is you wake up and you're in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong clothes on. Hey, on that too, because I put another one down, is automate where possible. Because that process you could automate. You just get your phone to tell you what does tomorrow look like.
Exactly.
I have this thing that comes up on my phone that says at 10 o'clock at night, it says it's time to go to bed.
Okay.
And then it pops up, here is your appointments for tomorrow. And it's automatic. I don't have to think about it. Okay. And you're right, because too many times you don't know where you're supposed to be, and then you're always chasing the day after that. So I had that task management, write some things down, plan your day. I put automate where possible. The other one I wrote down was delegate.
Yeah, delegate.
Delegate where possible. That's not easy though.
For a lot of leaders, it's not.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they got to do everything themselves.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the principle of duplicating your efforts and multiplying it by many people, right?
Right.
And that's an important leadership skill that we all need to develop and have the courage to allow people to take on that responsibility and fulfill it, right? If you don't do that, those people can't grow.
It takes a lot of trust.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And think about your delegation, and what you do, that process isn't easy.
Thankfully, I don't have a problem with that.
Really?
I mean, you have to realize nobody's perfect and there's going to be some mistakes made and let people make mistakes, right? but we have to help them learn from them, right, and move on. And so I think that's very important, especially in this business. We have to learn to delegate some of those tasks off to other people. We can't do everything ourselves.
Can you delegate, Kaz? Do you find that easy, hard?
Well, I guess maybe it's not difficult for me because I know the expertise exists outside of me. And there are so many smart people and knowledgeable people, and it's better to rely on them. And I learned this lesson from Honami too. So Honami recruit 1,200 people in some months. Then those new FBOs all over Japan, she cannot physically meet. How she sort of tried to lead them. Then she hired staff, and then she came to the company. She came to us because we have offices in 10 different places, and each office has our staff, sales staff. And that's, of course, the last resort for her, and she delegates, let's say us, to sort of lead and work with all FBOs in Japan. So we are delegated. Then our staff needs to make a very important decision on behalf of Honami. They want to become supervisor, they want to become manager, then maybe our staff talk more than maybe Honami herself to make such decision. So we are delegated, and we of course delegate our work with the rest of the team to make things happen for our FBOs.
We see a lot of leaders that have done brilliantly building their groups, building their customer bases, building their product knowledge, and then do really successful, and they reach a point, and then they don't allow their group to grow as well because and it's good intentions, I think. I don't think they're being horrible. It's just that they're trying to, whatever was best in my mind is best for you. And Hanami's done a great job with that, as have your other leaders too. You know, there's a lot of delegation. The last point I put on here was stay active. Keep moving, keep trying, because every plan is going to get blown up, right? And this idea that you keep moving forward, keep progressing, keep trying, keep, and that was the sort of, so I wrote task management system, plan your day, automate where possible, delegate, and stay active, stay in the game. You know, it's one thing is that as though our lives are pretty structured, something goes wrong all the time. A flight is late, you know, we don't have enough seats on the boat, whatever it might be, you know. But there's so many things and the importance of that. So I think we all agree that being organized is an essential characteristic of a great leader, essential characteristic of a successful human. And it's difficult. It's very difficult for me to be disciplined and be organized. So Kaz, as always, we've run out of time. It's been lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
It's always great to come to Japan and just to feel of your hospitality. You said in the beginning, you said, I was lucky enough that we came back. I think Greg and I would agree, and the rest of the people here in Japan and the rest of the world, we were actually lucky that you said yes. You've done a fantastic job. And to keep moving the culture we love so much in FOPJ is not easy, but you've done a remarkable job of that. As we close out today here in Tokyo, your thoughts on Japan?
My closing thought for Japan, and I hope a lot of Japanese FBOs are listening to us right now,
certainly,
is don't get comfortable. Because I can tell you one thing, India is on your tail right now. And they want to become number one in the forever world. And they're working really, really hard at it. So if we don't keep on our toes and we don't keep active and keep organized, we're going to see another number one. And I don't think your Japanese FBOs are going to be happy about that.
Yeah, thank you very much for that encouragement. That's a challenge that we need to really take. And I think we are ready to undertake such challenge from India and maybe other countries too. And we kept number one for a long time, and we intend to keep this number one position for a longer time. So yeah, we are ready, and we are going to maybe grow together with India and other countries.
And stay Ichiban.
Ichiban. Yeah, that's right. As we close today, I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us on the Powered by Forever podcast. As always, Greg, it's wonderful to be with you. Kaz, fantastic to be with you.
Thanks so
we
much.
are growing. We're seeing some great success around the world. We are bucking the industry right now.
Right,
I say bucking with a B, the industry, because we are growing and others aren't. And we're grateful for that.
Yeah.
And that's thanks to people like you, thanks to people like you. And that's all we've got from Powered by Forever in Tokyo, Japan. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Thank you. Bye-bye.